Welcome back to the channel, RacerX here, and as you can see directly behind me, I have the newest car that I purchased for the channel. That is a Camaro LT1, and there are several specific reasons that I chose this car amongst all the other stuff I could have chosen. But today, I figured before I start modding and going crazy with this car, I wanted to give you my top 5 things that I like about this car, and my top 5 things that I don't like about this car. So today we'll jump into all of that. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please do me a big gigantic favor. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It can be found right over here. And off we go. Just a really quick reminder, I am now 30 days into my Magic Mind journey. I've been taking this little mental performance shot every single day for the past month, and I have really noticed results when it comes to how I'm sleeping at night, my mental focus throughout the day, and also just a slight decrease in my stress levels. I do stay very, very busy. So I would encourage you guys, go out and try this product. My code still works, RacerX20, to get you up to 40% off of this. If you've not tried it, go out and try it. If you stay busy, you need a little bit more focus, I would definitely encourage you to do so, and on we go with the video. First off, guys, I just want to go ahead and address it because I know it looks like I belong in a horror movie. Look at my eyes. They literally match my shirt. I am absolutely miserable. I don't know what is in the air here in Florida, but no amount of doctor trips or drops or different medicines they've given me has, and there is some anthrax or something in the air right now that is just killing me, and I've been miserable for a week. So anyway, I apologize for obviously looking all crazy, but got to get this video out for you guys. So I want to start off with the 5 reasons I am not crazy about the LT1 Camaro. The first thing I'm not crazy about when it comes to the LT1 Camaro are the tires on this car. It's the same issue I had with the Scat Pack. It comes with these little 245 all-season tires, and just like the Scat Pack, this thing has no issues sending those things up in a cloud of smoke. I will say the Scat Pack has a little more low-end torque, so a little punchier down low, so it has a little easier time turning these tires over, so it's not necessarily a bad thing for the Camaro, but I kind of wish it had 275s or something slightly bigger than these little 245 all-seasons, but that's what you get with a bone stock LT1 Camaro. The second thing that someone might not like about the LT1 Camaro is the fact it looks like a base trim Camaro, like a 6-cylinder or even the Turbo 4. It does not look like a Camaro SS, despite the fact it has the big 6.2 liter V8 under the hood. It's pretty understated on the outside. I actually still like the looks of this car, and I will talk a little bit about some of the benefits of this, but it does look just like your average run-of-the-mill 6-cylinder, and you see a lot of those cars out there on the road. Really, the only thing that's going to tell you that this has the V8 under the hood is that LT1 badge right there. The third reason somebody might not like the LT1 Camaro is the fact that it is very basic on the inside. It looks like a base 6-cylinder car in here, and this car is all about performance. So if you want a really bougie interior with all the bells and the whistles, this car is not going to be for you. You can see the cloth seats, not a lot of extra stuff on the inside of this car, which leads me to my 4th point. One other reason that people have mentioned they're not crazy about the Camaro, whether it's the SS or this LT1, it comes with the exact same 6.2 liter naturally aspirated aluminum V8, 455 horsepower, but it is not all that boost friendly when compared to, say, the Coyote, right? I mean, this one is about as boost friendly as a 6.4 liter Hemi. You really don't want to go past 7-8 pounds of boost on the stock bottom end here because the engine just isn't all that happy, where a Coyote, I mean, 12 to 15 pounds with that dual overhead cam setup, that engine seems to stay really happy and likes boost. You cannot go high on the boost with this car, just like I've told you guys with the Hemis, which is kind of why I was going to go with the build setup I was going with. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you don't care about going forced induction, but I just thought I would mention it. One other thing about the LT1 Camaro that some people may not know is the fact it only comes with 3 drive modes. I'll go ahead and show you right here. You can see Tour, you can see Sport, and you can see Snow and Ice. There's no drag setting, there's no track setting, anything like that. So if you like a more aggressive feel, Sport is the most aggressive you get. So a couple other really quick things about why somebody might not like the Camaro, and this goes for all the Camaro trims, and this is a really well-documented issue, but it does have a pretty significant blind spot right here. You can see how small that rear window is. It doesn't bother me at all, but a lot of people have talked about there being a pretty significant blind spot on this car. And then also the trunk in this car, it's just flat ridiculous. First off, look how the opening is shaped. I mean, you'd never be able to get a set of golf clubs or anything back here. The trunk is so much smaller than, say, a Mustang GT or a Challenger. You really cannot get a whole lot in this. The shape of it is really not all that great. I don't think, from a design perspective, Chevrolet did a very good job at all with the trunk on this car. It's not that you couldn't fit like a smaller suitcase in it, but yeah, the trunk of this thing is definitely lacking. All right, well, enough of that. Now let's talk about some things that I really like about the LT1 Camaro. First off, for a bone stock car that stickers for under $40,000, the exhaust on this car sounds really good. Even at startup, it sounds good, but when you're driving it around, lots of pops, lots of gargles, and it is pretty darn aggressive. I actually really like the stock exhaust on this car, although it's gonna change from a stock perspective. It is really nice, and the 10-speed in this car is absolutely fantastic. I love the 10-speed transmission in this. Don't get me wrong, guys, I still love a manual, but for what I'm gonna use this car for drag racing, this 10-speed is really, really good. And I'm a huge fan, both in the Coyote and in the Camaro, right? The Mustang GT and the Camaro LT1, Camaro SS, the 10-speed is fantastic. Another reason that I really like the LT1 Camaro and why it's perfect for what I am trying to do is because this car is pretty darn light. It's right about 3,600 pounds or just a shade over. It's actually about 70 pounds lighter than the Camaro SS is. It is lighter than a Mustang GT, and it is like 600 to 700 pounds lighter than a Challenger Scat Pack. That is why when you drive this car around, it feels so darty. It's just because the car doesn't weigh all that much. It's fairly aerodynamic, and that is how you see cars like this with some naturally aspirated mods. They can go out and beat ZL1 Camaros. It's a weight thing with these cars. And like I said, a lot of the other stuff that I want to do to the car will come later. So why pay all the money for the 1LE package? I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, you should have got a 1LE because, you know, it's going to have a better suspension and brakes and all that kind of stuff. But for what I'm trying to do, which is drag racing, I don't necessarily want all of that stuff. I would just have to replace it. So a bone stock LT1 is really what I needed. Another thing I really like about the Camaro, whether it's the SS or the LT1, this aluminum 6.2 liter LT1 is really mod friendly when it comes to naturally aspirated mods, and it is not optimized from the factory like a 6.4 Hemi is. I mean, you will pick up a lot of horsepower by throwing a cam at this, some long tubes, some nice exhaust, you know, a couple of intake parts, right, throttle body, and some other good stuff. That is how cars like that outrun ZL1s. They're really light, and this engine really wakes up, especially with an E85 tune. And no, it's not the cheapest thing in the world to do, but these cars are monsters, naturally aspirated, and there's just something about these Chevy cars, about the way they sound with a cam in them. They sound absolutely fantastic. I mean, anything from a blower cam that you can barely hear to a big old lopey cam, it's just a mod-friendly, fun engine to work on. And the last point I want to make about the LT1 Camaro is I'm losing my light, and this is the most important one. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best performance bang for the buck out there in the world. 455 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque. I've talked about this at length. This is basically just like the Scat Pack was back when they had the SRT and the Scat Pack. All they did was take a 6-cylinder Challenger, basically, and then throw the big 6.4 liter engine in it. This basically is that, right? I mean, you've got a lot of performance, and at a car that stickers for under $40,000. I mean, this is a 2021, but very lightly used, and the car is basically pristine, and I paid $31,000 for this car. When you drive it around, it sounds good, it performs well, and I don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles, and I can add some really fun mods to this and go have a good time with it, and I don't have to break the budget to do it. So like I said, I mean, when you're looking for bang for the buck power, this LT1 is an absolutely perfect option. Well, guys, that is going to do it for this one. I gave you 5 reasons I'm not exactly crazy about the LT1, but I also gave you 5 reasons that I really, really like this car and reasons that I chose this car for my next build on the channel. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the Camaro LT1 down in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. So until then, RacerX.